Last week, someone emailed us about 3 different projects. And I said one sentence to Claude. I said, check my inbox and create deals in Pipedrive for each opportunity in that thread. And 60 seconds later, 3 deals were in our pipeline. I didn't even open Pipedrive. I didn't even copy a single email address. I didn't even read the email. Just kidding. I did read the email.
Welcome to Automate Your Agency. Every week, we bring you expert insights, practical tips, and success stories that will help you streamline your business operations and boost your growth. Let's get started on your journey to more efficient and scalable operations.
I know as founders, Micah, we are not great at keeping our CRM updated, especially when we're really busy throughout the day. And I would say salespeople are probably worse than us.
Yeah, I mean, that might be an understatement. Like, nobody wants to enter data into a CRM.
There's fields always missing, even if you make things required. People opt to not do it at all instead of taking the 10 minutes to update each record. And I mean, it affects the company because sales fall through the cracks. People aren't followed up with. And the account management team, if you do sell, the client doesn't have everything translating to them from the salesperson.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I look at like the excitement of we just got 3 opportunities and then the dread of, oh my God, now I got to spend an hour going through this, entering in the contact information, entering in the details, creating the notes, creating the follow-up activities, drafting the follow-up email, summarizing that, putting that into something else that we can use. It's a lot of work until now, because we're continuing on our thread of Claude Desktop and how much fan people we are. I don't know. I want to say, anyway, you get
we're
what?
fans.
Yeah, fans. All right.
We're fans. We're fans of it. So yeah, if you've listened to
Fanboys and girls.
yes. If you've listened to the last 2 episodes, this is part 3. We left the last one on a cliffhanger too, where Micah was talking about our Pipedrive usage with Claude Desktop via Cowork in the desktop version of Claude.
Yep. And so what we have set up and what we've been using and what I talked about in the intro was, instead of going to Pipedrive, I don't go to Pipedrive. I just go to Claude, who's connected up to Pipedrive, and say, hey, you're also connected up to my email. Check this out. And I wrote a skill, which we can talk about a little bit, but essentially it's like the SOP for Claude to follow. When I say, hey, add something to Pipedrive, it loads that SOP and goes, cool, got it. I know I need to add an activity. I know I need to write a note. I know I need to do this. I know which pipeline to put it in. I know what stages are available, and what is being said in the email thread helps me understand what stage to put it in. And then it does it all. And then it summarizes it for me. And then it gives me a link. And then all I have to do is click that link, go into Pipedrive, review it, and I'm good to go.
I mean, it's amazing because we're terrible at keeping our CRM updated, like I said. But where Claude Cowork, and I think I said this to you the other day, Micah, is it's becoming our control center.
Mm-hmm.
It's our hub. Instead of going out to each software and doing everything, we're just talking to Claude Cowork and it's going, okay, here's this tool, here's this tool, here's this connector. I'll go take care of that. And you're just working from one place and just dictating what your needs are.
Yeah. It's orchestration, it's delegation. It is amazing because I love doing that. And I never loved entering data into a CRM. But it's also game changing because there's no job that this is eliminating. This is just outside of the work that I probably should have been doing and you should have been doing already, which we would never do, which means that our reporting is out of date. It's out of touch. It's harder to make good decisions. It's wonderful. We have a pipeline that's up to date, Alane. And we don't have to do all that heavy lifting.
Yeah. And I think we should go into a little bit of details how we set this up, because it's not just going to Claude Cowork and saying connect with Pipedrive. There's got to be a little bit of stuff on the back end that we're using N8N for. And so there's a little bit of work to get this going, but once it is, it's off to the races.
Yeah. So in this case, we're not actually using N, we're using MCP servers. So in Claude Desktop, I connected Claude Desktop in my case, to my Pipedrive user account through what's called an MCP server. And essentially what that is for lack of a better way to describe it, a wrapper of the API in Pipedrive that gives all the context to Claude to be able to know how to use it without me having to say, now call this endpoint to do this and then do this as if it was mapping it out. I can just say, hey, create a new deal. And then it goes to the MCP server and it goes, yo, MCP server, how do I create a new deal? And then the MCP server goes, dude, this is what you need. And then Claude goes, cool, thanks. And then it does its stuff. And then it comes back to me, never telling me that the MCP server actually gave it the clue and said, yo, this is what I did, Micah. You're good to go.
This is the perfect starting place, too, because we have other automations that work in our CRM for us. And if we already have the deal created, then it makes it a much smoother process for our transcripts to go into and emails to sync into. So it really, from the start, helps build that relationship in our CRM versus us backtracking later on.
Oh, 100%. So connecting up to one tool is cool with MCP, but to paint the full picture, I actually connected my Gmail up to Claude Desktop with another MCP server. And this way, I can give it one instruction and it can infer from that, okay, first I need to go to Gmail, then I need to find the email. And it's doing the same whispering. I'm not going to act this one out, Alane.
Okay. Thank you.
Horror.
Our listeners might like it, but I'll pass.
I doubt they liked that segment at all. But, it's going to work with the MCP server on the Gmail side and go, all right, I got to find this email that Mike is talking about. I got to find the thread. I've got to read the thread. And here's what I found so cool. When it does that, it's already loading all that into context for Claude. Then it goes to Pipedrive. It follows its SOP. It does its instructions. But the most painful thing about adding stuff to like CRMs like Pipedrive is all that data entry. So what's the address? What's the email? What's the phone number? What's the, title? Yes.
Domain,
And
whatever.
how many times have you skipped that, Alane? Honestly?
Every single time.
I know. I was going to talk to you about that, but I skip it too. You know who doesn't skip it?
Claude
Goes, let me get all this stuff out of the signature file. This is my favorite thing to do. That's Claude's new voice, by the way. And it goes into Pipedrive in our pipeline and adds all that to the contact.
Yeah. And the Gmail integration is super easy with the connector. So that piece, and I've been using it for my sales follow-ups. So, we're talking about sales in the CRM getting created, but even just, okay, well, these 3 have been sitting there. Who do I need to follow up with? Can you draft emails for me?
Totally. Oh
and it's got my Calendly links, so it drops in the right Calendly link.
Yeah. So again, like your probably SOP of how you want it to operate is a little different than mine, and that's perfectly fine. It's following the SOP or the instructions that you're specifically given it with the context that you're given it, but with the same connectors.
Exactly. And I think one thing, Micah, that we should touch on real quick, because we're kind of dabbling in this idea of email triage, and that's not where we're going here. Is a very specific use case with these sales things. Email triage is very, very difficult when we're talking about our personal emails, personal in the workplace.
Yeah.
There's just way too much context. So that's why when we're talking about it right now, it's very specific to just sales. And for Claude to help us in that one piece, it has its skills, it has its instructions, it's got its connectors like Pipedrive and Gmail. But we're not saying go look at our entire inbox and draft emails for everything. This is a very specific use case because the email triage there's just too many different scenarios that AI would have to understand.
Yeah, it gets complicated. And there are solutions for that. But in this, I think that's really good bringing that up, Alane, is we're focused on solving one problem. One problem in our org, which is we hate entering stuff into CRMs, and we're solving that one problem. And this is a easy setup, low touch, easy to use, no training kind of solution to do this.
One of the cool things that I've seen that you're working on right now, too, now that it's connected to Pipedrive, it's connected to the data that we have in the pipeline. and open deals and close deals and everything, and the dashboard that you're creating from that data.
Yes. So now that getting the right data in there is happening, we can actually do something similar, which is take that data out from Pipedrive, put it into a database, let that database power a dashboard. And I think there's so much more we could expand on this side of it. And I'm actually working on a whole demo for this because it is so cool. We're grabbing data from all the different platforms that we use, from our social sites to webinar registrations to outbound email, like our sales numbers. And ultimately, what we're shaping it up to be is what input metrics, what are the levers that we can control?
Mhm.
And how does that shape the output so that you and I can look at that and go, we know what decisions to make. We know what levers to pull. We're not just running with gut feelings. And not that
Mhm.
we've never used data. This is just so much easier.
And it's so much more fun. Like, the reason that people hate updating information in a CRM is because it's not fun. It's boring work. And getting data into a dashboard traditionally is not fun either. So when you have Claude doing these things for you, and it's like, oh yeah, let me take care of that. And you can just have it happen. Like, it does make the work a lot more fun and motivating because you're not doing every little tedious step or skipping all the steps.
Yeah, I think the word momentum pops into my mind with this
Mhm.
is as a executive or as a founder, as an owner, I always want to feel this momentum. And it can get a little addictive, right? Like,
Mhm.
ooh, and then we could do this and this and this. So, my word of caution in all of this is make sure you're still moving forward, not
Yeah.
just building, especially if you're a similar personality to myself who just loves building stuff.
Well, I even caught myself yesterday because I ended up needing to upgrade my Cowork account or my Claude account. And it was like, oh, you're out of credits for the next 30 minutes. And I'm like, well, then how do I get any work done? Like,
What am I
it's
going to do now?
what do people do? But it's like, and it is addictive in that way as well, because you get so used to it doing things for you. It's like, well, if I don't have this doing the work for me, then what work do I have to do?
Totally. Totally. And, we've said this in our recent episodes, but this is where work is going.
Mhm.
This is how we will be working. Do we still need the software? 100%. We still need the CRMs, the project management tools, the email marketing tools. I don't want to build all that stuff, but the bridges, the connections, the ability to take those actions without having to go to their cumbersome interfaces and manually type everything in when we already have all that data available
Mhm.
has now been simplified with tools like Claude Desktop.
Well, and I mean, the most common thing that I probably hear about salespeople is I want my people selling. I don't want my people sitting there entering data.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so
Good point. Yes.
this actually gives the ability, which I go back to all the time. All of these tools are here to make us more human, to give us the time to do the things that humans do, to talk to people. There's not as much value. Having the data in the CRM is valuable. How it gets there is not valuable. That's why let Claude do that work.
Damn, dropping hot ones at the end of the episode,
Yeah.
Alane.
Thanks.
I love it. Let's end there because I can't top that.
Okay. But I do want to say one thing, Micah. We have our webinar on Claude Cowork next Thursday or next Wednesday on March 18th. So if you're listening to this when this episode airs, come to the webinar. We're going to be linking to it in the show notes. And this has been a huge hot topic in our mastermind group. We meet every other week and we share the newest and greatest ways to use AI in that.